Well, this is it. The tie is out. It's time for the second Champions League final of the save. We haven't won it yet. We're going to try and win it this season. We've got Manchester United ahead of us. That is going to be difficult. But before we get to that, I want to show you something that happened on the final day of the Premier League season. So we'll cover that first. Hello there. How are you doing? Welcome to part number 17 of Club 4 of the MyCareer save here on Football Manager. Still 24. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where we're going to be just playing that Champions League final. It's Arsenal versus Manchester United for Europe's top prize in the year of our Lord 2032. I'm not going to say that we should win this game, but I'd like to think that we could win this game. Now, before we talk about that, I do need to show you the Premier League table. Chelsea got relegated. And not only that, we played a part in it. So we drew against them on the final day of the season. We also won the FA Cup. We'll get to that in a moment. But we drew against them on the final day of the season. Conrado Villalba equalising. Southampton beat Nottingham Forest on the final day. Saves them by 2 points. Chelsea go down. And they've not exactly got a terrible squad. Diego Simeone is not going to be in the job next season. There's going to be some interesting talent available from that team. So, yeah, there's that. We also, as mentioned, did win the FA Cup as well. So we have won every trophy we've played in so far, with the exception of the yet-to-be-played Champions League final. We did win the FA Cup against Aston Villa, and a good time was had by all 3-0. Nice, solid enough. Shockwist, Villalba, and Pitchford getting a late goal as well. That was a nice little surprise. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous about the Champions League final, though, because the balance of the team hasn't quite felt for what I would like it to be, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like that we could get done here. And if we get done, in theory, we stay at Arsenal until we win the Champions League. But actually, I think we might move on regardless. There's a job I've seen that's available that I'm very interested in, which I've only just seen as I've started this video, so you might have clocked it on the home screen as well. Don't go back in it or so-and-so's. You wait until I look at it as well. But yeah, this is... it's going to be an interesting one to see what happens. But this is the 11 that we're going to trust for our second Champions League final. It is Awusa Oduro in goal. Kadioglu, Satalo, Colwill and Catanano in defence. Armstrong will be at the base of the midfield and he'll have Shockwist and Darvic ahead of him. And then we've got Saka and Tell supporting Villalba up front. I'm going with Villalba. Daniel Pitchford may have scored in the last game, but I still don't fully trust him. So that is the 11 for our second Champions League final. Do remember, of course, that the first Champions League final that we played was last season at Arsenal, and it was against Bayer Leverkusen, and they beat us. They got knocked out in the playoffs for the knockout round, I do believe. So we obviously have done much better than they have, so it is what it is. And yes, I am wearing a tie. Get over it. So let's see what happens. I'm also thinking, do you know what? Let's make it a bit special. We're going to go on to extended highlights. Because why the devil not? Why the devil not? But we are underway in the Champions League final. Didn't even look where it was. I should have probably had a look, really. But we are underway in the Champions League final. Let's see whether we can get ourselves Europe's Elite Trophy. I've not won it in this save. Arsenal have. Not the season before me, because that was I think it was a Bayern Munich Spurs final. Remember, with Wolves, we got to the semi-final with that one. I think it was the year before that. So like 2-3 seasons ago at this point, Arsenal actually won their first ever Champions League in this save. And that was the first one in history, because in real life, they've not won it. So we're looking to add to that, to add a second one for them, first one for ourselves. At the moment, I mean, we had the first shot, but at the moment, it is Manchester United controlling the ball quite nicely. We want to kind of turn disruptor here and get the ball off of them. It's not happening at the moment. We are kind of just letting them pass it around. Methysteller thought it intercepted there. Fives has gotten through here. He looks like a tasty player, but Awusa Oduro does a good job. I do just want to check, actually, how we set up. Tempo's low. I'm actually going to up the tempo, and I was meaning to do that before the game, and I forgot about it. We're going to go with a higher tempo, just because I think if we just pass the ball around, they're going to nick it off us and do the same. So let's try and just be a little bit more proactive. Right, Darvic with a set piece. I'm happy to set piece my way to a Champions League final win as well. Colwill heads it over. Are you kidding me? Early opportunity there. Remember, we're going to have one or two more highlights than normal, so there's less frequency that a highlight is going to lead to something. Doesn't mean it won't, but just remember that. Right, Man United with a throw in deep in their territory. Let's try and get the ball off of them quickly here and just surprise them. I love it when my players capitalise on a mistake, which we're not really pressing that high up at the moment. Right, well, we were pressing high up, but our midfield wasn't really doing much about it. But then they are two playmakers, so that's the one problem with that. I'm toying with the idea. Oh, Fifes has gone through again. I tell you what, Fifes is being a bit of a danger here. Colwell's giving away a penalty. I was umming and ahhing whether to start Colwell, and he's gone and done that. Owusu Aduro has got a penalty save in him, so I'm not overly worried just at this moment. And it's early days, it's half an hour into the game. We've still got plenty of time left, but it is a penalty to Manchester United. I mean, we've been doing well in this game, and then we've gone and done that. It's Brahim Diaz, 1-0. Right, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to encourage the boys. It's fine. It's okay. Early days, we can come back into it. It's a penalty. They've not outplayed us on the pitch. But we do need to be mindful of that. In particular, Catanano needs to be mindful of that, and Colwell as well, because that was their side of the pitch that happened with. So we do need to be very mindful that we've just kind of let them waltz in there. I don't really like the fact that he's kind of just walked all over us there. In fact, while this highlight is going, I'm just going to have a quick check. Trapping on the outside, I mean, that didn't really do much there, did it? So, I mean, I'll leave it as it is. I'm going to step up a bit more. Let's just try and give them less room to work in, because we are just letting them kind of do things. Teller's got an in behind here. I tell you what. Ref! No, nothing. Okay, it did say perfect slide tackle on the thing. Five does really well there. Armstrong heads it down to Shockwith. Shockwith to Saka. Saka to Satalo. We've got Kadioglu overlapping on the right-hand side here. He has got bodies there with him. He's going to whip it in. He does. He's looking for Teller at the back post. Heads it just over. All of our kind of aerial stuff isn't doing very well at the moment. So what I'm going to do is go low crosses for a little bit. Let's throw a few low crosses in there just to try and mix things up a bit. Right, Saka. Kadioglu, Shockwist, Villalba, comes deep, gets to Satalo. Shockwist has come forward a bit more. Armstrong is there to be the initial player to get the ball. Kadioglu, poor pass from Kadioglu to Villalba. We're not particularly good at winning the ball back, I've noticed in recent times. We've kind of let teams pass the ball around us a little bit, and we don't seem to be that interested in getting the ball back, and we nearly make it 2-0 without even doing anything there, which is disappointing. Right, Owusu Aduro into Colwell. We have a chance here. This is like this really loads of highlights after that goal. Like we're only a couple of minutes after that goal. Right, Villalba can't quite get over. We're going over the top there. Maybe we need to be a bit shorter on the pass maybe. Let's give that a go for a bit, because our long passing doesn't seem to be working. That's the one thing with these a few more highlights. We can be a bit more reactive. But at the moment, we're just letting them run at us. We're not getting in them. I tell you what I am going to do. I know we've given away a penalty, but we're going to get stuck in as well. I'm making a lot of tweaks to this first half. Momentum-wise, we've been good, but we've just been ineffective. We need to win the ball, get forward, and get shots. And at the moment, we're having shots, but we're not getting them on target. Right, let's do a bit of shorter passing. Let's try and control the ball a little bit more. And then see if we can get a shot on target. That's the first step. What a ball that is to Michael Shockwist. Noah Darvic. Michael Shockwist. Goal. It's 1-1 in the 43rd minute. Did you see that pass from Noah Darvic? I thought about making him a Mazzala for this game because I just felt we needed a bit more attacking oomph. He's an advanced playmaker on attack, but that's still not a particularly... Like, it's still looking to facilitate rather than actually do things itself. I thought Kadioglu got sent off there. It looked like that kind of tackle that you usually get some kind of warning about. And usually everything stops. Right, headed on. Tell to Villalba. Heavy touch from Villalba. He's not had a good game. He's coming off at half-time. I'm not messing about. I might actually move Tell to striker initially. Just to give things a bit of a chance. Because he's a very good striker. He started our run here at Arsenal as the striker. So I'm going to say that because the shooting has not been good. I'm going to say that one. I'm taking him off, so I don't care. Saka, I'm really disappointed about. He needs to step up. Catanano's not been good. Levi Colwell, I'm going to say he's not been good enough so far. Same with Satalo, actually. Not been good enough. Armstrong's been okay. And then you two in the middle. We'll say that to them just to G them up a little bit. You two will say... Something along those lines. And then Methistel will stay that as well. Right. I am going to move Methistel up front because Methistel is a very good striker. What that then means is we need to put someone on the left-hand side. And I think we're going to go with... Well, it's going to have to be Martinelli. There's no two ways about it. It's going to have to be Martinelli. And we'll keep him as an inside forward on support. And we'll just see whether we can make something happen with him. In fact, you know what? We'll put him on attack. Let's just try and get him doing a bit more. Catanano is going to come off of Gary as well. I'm not messing about with any of that. I'm just going to do that and make that change. And I'm going to give Saka a little bit longer. Do you know what? I'm tempted actually to change into a winger again. Let's go back to being a winger. Let's go back to it. Why not? Why not? Let's give it a go. We seem to be getting somewhere at the end of that half, so let's keep with how things are at the moment. I'm trying to think, is there a particular side we've had more joy down than not? Tell you what, we're going to go down our left-hand side because we've literally replaced everyone on the left. Let's go down the left-hand side for a bit because it's going to be a bit fresher. That feels like sort of a good plan. Give it a go. Right. We kick off as well. Armstrong to Shockwist. Shockwist to Satalo. Let's just see. We wouldn't normally have a kick-off. I think this is because we've changed to extended highlights. So it's probably got no bearing on whether this is going to actually lead to anything. I'll tell you what a pass it is from Shockwist. Little back heel. That's lovely. Didn't lead to anything, but just very pleasing on the eye. Right. Shockwist. Kind of been the heartbeat of the team here. It's been David. Tackle there. Marcelli wins a free kick. Nicely done. It's been Shockwist who's probably been the heartbeat, but Darvic has been the one who's been the more dynamic. Right, Martinelli to Darvic. The thing is as well, this is going to get Darvic more into play. He's had the shot there. I don't mind him having the shot, but I mean he's on shoot less often anyway. It's fine that he's had the shot, but I would like a bit more end product there, to be honest with you. But we see the thing with it going down the left-hand side. Darvic is on that side, so he's going to get more involved little by little as well. Early highlights are good for us. Momentum is kind of going here, there, and everywhere, really. I'm looking at the defence. I'm a bit worried about those central defenders, so we are going to make a change in a moment. In fact, I'm going to do it now. Change number one. Oh, Tell's injured. Right. And Saka's gotten worse. Right. I might have to make all three changes here. I don't really want to. Right. I'm going to take off Satalo for Marcotta. I'm going to give Colwill a chance because he's managed to recover a little bit, but we're going to have to take Tell off. And Tell's going to come off for Pitchford. I don't really want to bring on Pitchford, but I'll tell you what I will do. I'll make him a complete forward. And I'm just going to try and... He's dribbling more anyway. I want him onto shorter passing. We're going to have him on shoot less often because his finishing is only 16 actually. No, do you know what? We'll take him off shoot less often. Let's give him the chance. And Saka, I'm going to change back to... Actually, you know what? Let's just try him at something else because the biggest game of the season and he's gone anonymous is very disappointing. Right, let's do that. Right, and then I'm just going to encourage him as well. I'm going to demand more from Bukayo Saka. Right, Shockwist into Pitchford. Pitchford goes back to Armstrong. I don't mind him doing that. Armstrong we know can do well at centre-back. I think that was probably the right substitution to make. Right, Saka now has a chance to make up for it. Cuts inside beautifully. Goes back to Shockwist here. To Darvic. Out to Rigeri. This is lovely work. Oh, lovely work. And then Rigeri goes and does that. Right, just to hammer it home. When doing that again? Rigeri. That was pathetic. Oh, my word. We've really come back into this game. It's such an even game, but momentum has been more in our favour. I'm going to fire the boys up for the final few minutes. We do have that one substitution left. I don't really want to take Saka off until I absolutely have to. Until I absolutely feel like it's necessary. I'm actually going to change him back to an inverted winger because he wasn't doing quite that bad as an inverted winger. Change him back, all the ball's through to Samba. He's hit the crossbar. In fact, it's a save onto the crossbar. Oh, God. Right. I'm going to change the focus. Let me just... In fact... No, I'm going to keep it going because Livramento's having a shocker. I tell you what we are going to do. We're going to press Livramento every time he gets the ball low. That's what we're going to do. We're going to press him and try and make his life a misery. Mason Mount has come on, still at Manchester United in this universe. We'll pop him on his left foot. The others I don't mind about, but we'll press Livramento. I'm going to take Yoro off because he's actually had a good game. I feel like pressing him is going to be pointless. But should take Saka off, really. I think he's beyond the point of saving, really, isn't he? Raul Iglesias has kind of gone anonymous at the end of the season, but he's got magic in his boots. So let's just bring him on. I'm going to change him to a supporting inside forward. Just so he drops deep a little bit, because as playmaker, he's an absolute dynamo. Right. Fire up. Let's just try and get one more chance and try and do this in normal time. Don't think we're going to, though. I think it's going to go to extra time. Colwell's going to be the final substitution when we get that 6-1. Right. Okay. So, I'm going to say that. We'll go around. In fact, before I do anything, I'm going to make the substitution. And it's going to be Colwill off. And it's going to be Joel Harto on. For fresh legs. He's not fully sharp. I could bring on Laskowski. I don't know if I trust Laskowski in a Champions League final, though. Like, he's getting there. Don't get me wrong. He's getting there. His first touch isn't good. His marking's not the best. His heading is good, though. His tackling is decent. His positioning isn't bad. But, again, I just don't know if I trust him. Whereas Harto, to be fair, his tackling is not the best. His positioning is good, though. Heading isn't the best. Oh, do you know what? I'm actually talking myself into... I actually think I'm talking myself into bringing on Laskowski. He's relatively quick as well. His aerial prowess is not bad at all. Do you know what? No, it's Laskowski. That's a big call. I'm going to move Armstrong over. He's not had a particularly good game either. Yeah, no way I'm going to do that. I think we'll stick with that. I am also going to have a word with Kadioglu. I want him to stop, to ease off the tackles. I mean, stay wide as well. We'll have you stay wider. And then I need Marcotta to ease off the tackles as well. I'm quite happy for him to press, actually. Let's have him press a little bit more as well, just to try and get involved in more stuff in the midfield. And then we just go with that, I think. There's nothing else we can do other than just go with this and hope for the best. I mean, the midfield is shot, but we're just going to have to go for it. The only other thing I could do is I can change... We could, in theory, put Iglesias there, have Martinelli go up front with Pitchford, go just pure diamonds. But how ridiculous would that be to do in the Champions League final? We'll see how the first half of time goes, and if we feel like we need to mix it up, we might do something silly like that. But I'd like to leave the silliness unless we feel like we absolutely have to. I'm going to say I'm not happy with you. I'm going to tell you to calm yourself. I'm going to tell Marcotta, who's not had a bad game, to be fair, to calm himself. And then you, let's say that. Then you three, let's say that. We've motivated Ruggieri and Laskowski. Say that one. Right, let's just go for it. Fire up. I don't think there's anything tactically that we can do differently that immediately jumps to mind. Right, Iglesias into Laskowski. Kadioglu, Iglesias. What? Tackle from Mason Mount, but it's won us a corner, which I don't mind. Do not mind at all. Right. We've started well from the looks of things without actually immediately having a chance, but we've started okay. But we need to convert it. Well, we've had a chance at some point. Still only had the one on target, so we need to do something about these chances. I'm going to say let's work them into the box. Woodhouse has gone over to has gone over to right back. We're still pressing him. I'm going to say let's press Gomez and Yoro. Press both of them again. Elise says, come on. He's not very fit, though, so let's put him on his right. Going hard on him. And Barkena has come on. Right foot, not very good in terms of strength. Do that. And Sambar is... Was he up front? I don't know if he was up front, but he is now. Make sure he's on his left foot. Go with that. Right. Got Barkena or Barchena. Not too sure which one it would be. Nets. Looking for Mounts. Out with that just extra bit of energy running forward. Goes to Barkena. Lapani's there, but Owusu Maduro is equal to it. We've been all over them in terms of momentum, but we've just struggled to carve out the chances. Pitchford. Pitchford's gone down. We might have a penalty in the 104th minute. I don't know who would be taking it. It's been given. Oh my God, it's been given. I don't know who that is. It's a left footer. No, it's a right footer. It's Martinelli. And Gabriel Martinelli's just scored in the Champions League final to put us 2-1 ahead. It's a penalty. It's ended up being in the 104th or 105th minute. And Gabriel Martinelli, who has had moments of just utter anonymousness in this team this season, to the point where if we stayed for another season, I would sell him, has just gone and put us ahead. Right. They've just gone to 4-2-4. So they're going full out attack here. I'm going to change these guys to supporting fullbacks. Taking no risks. I'm tempted to change the formation. I know it's working, but we got a penalty. It's not working that well. But they've just completely changed their shape. So they're going to be a little bit lighter in the middle now. So what I'm actually thinking is, do we go the diamonds? I don't know whether this is a wise thing to do, but I'm just thinking, why don't we just give it a go? Why don't we just give it a go? In the Champions League final, Stu, I don't know if that's a good idea. What I'm just thinking is, let's change things to kind of counter their change. We can get Iglesias into a more comfortable position as well while we do it. Have him be that. Not even that. He doesn't want to be a playmaker as well. He wants to be that. Everyone else stays pretty much the same as they were. We can make sure that he stays wider to help out there. Probably he's okay, doesn't need to. I'm quite happy with Iglesias just to roam and move into the channels. And then everyone else just does what they can, basically. I'm going to take off, get further forward for these guys. They can just kind of go the normal distance of forward. And then I think we're going to hit early crosses. And we go through the middle. But I'm going to make us a bit wider as well. Yeah, we'll just stick with that. Right. Second half, let's just go for it. We're going for the diamonds. Been thinking about it for a while. I have used it in one game, to be fair. I'll be giving the ball away straight away. I'll tell you what, Shockwist, beautiful. Shattered, but what a tackle that was. Right, throw in Kadioglu. Pitchford. Laskowski into Shockwist. Kadioglu. Giving the ball away to Mount there, but we go back to Caprile. Goes out to Nets. Really calmly done by Caprile. I did look at him at one point, I think at Wolves, but he was just too expensive. Barchena running forward here. He's got 2-2 written all over it, hasn't it? Oh, he's done well there, Barchena. He's done very well, but I tell you what, who's that man there? Armstrong. Heroic defending from Armstrong. Heroic defending. Right. Can we defend it well? Not really. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Right. I'm going to keep tinkering, aren't I? I know I'm going to keep tinkering, and I need to not keep tinkering. Right. I want us just to get the ball and just kind of launch it and just like try and do a counter-attack every time. Can I keep low crosses? I'm quite happy to keep all of this. I want to keep Mason Mount and Elise Say out wide. So I'm going to keep Trapp outside. That's not something I'm too concerned about. Shockquist and Darvic are just dead on their feet. Absolutely dead on their feet. Right, we've actually got thrown in their territory. Cadiogo to Shockquist, Marcotta, Darvic. He's got Regari over on the other side. Into Iglesias. And Raul Iglesias, who's been in rotten form for this last quarter of the season, might have just cemented the Champions League. I think we've just won the Champions League in this save. I think we've just won it. We were unconvincing in our final couple of games in the league. Even against Villa, we were a bit unconvincing. But we've had a great season if you take those out a bit. And we've had to do a bit of tactical tinkering. But we've managed to go and get 3 goals to United's 1. And there's not enough time for them. There's not enough time for them. Pitchford, Marcotta. We've done it. We've done it. Champions League winners in the MyCareer save. Yes, boys. Get in there. Oh, I'm happy about that. Oh, I'm happy about that. That's glorious. That's a thing of beauty. Champions League winners. For the second time for Arsenal. First time in this fictional universe of the MyCareer save that I've won it. I've won it in FM24 before. You know, it's been out long enough. But that is huge. That is huge. I mean, it should never be in doubt. Look at the quality of team that we've assembled. Quality of team that we inherited, to be fair. So it should have never been in doubt. But when they scored, you never know. And the way that they played, look at how close. I mean, shots-wise, they've had more. I've actually slightly more. We've had a bit more possession. Our passes have been slightly better. We've committed similar amount of fouls. We had way more corners than they did, but they had more shots on target. Fire and ice, but we got 3 goals, they got 1. And that's the only thing that matters. And we are Champions League winners. And that now gives us license to have a look at another club. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I mean, we'll quickly just have a look through. We've received a bit more money. We've qualified for the Club World Cup. No interest in that whatsoever. Me and that competition do not have a particularly good history. There we go. So 26-27 was when Arsenal went. So actually it's a while ago now. But you can see Bayer Leverkusen beat us last time. Well, obviously they didn't beat us this time. A bit more money that we received. In fact, we're receiving all of the money. We might be solving all of the club's financial issues at this point, although we did pay out a lot to players. How are our finances at the moment? Let's not talk about them. Well, that's another reason why I want to leave. And actually, the club that's jumped up on my radar, it's on this list here. I don't know whether there's any scope that we could get that. Ange Postecoglou at the moment is the favourite. I'm not being funny. If he's the favourite and we've just won the league, in the league that he's in, then I don't see how that would be unrealistic necessarily. The Spurs job is available. Could you imagine? I'm not doing it, but could you imagine? The Monaco job has also kind of piqued my interest, but I don't think they've got money anymore. I don't think they do. Finances are okay. I'm not one to talk about finances. So I don't think they're the one. I'm really debating this. They're seconds in the Bundesliga. So they've obviously had a bit of a drop-off. Leipzig have taken over. They're second by a long way as well. So I haven't really looked at Bayern Munich's squad. I don't know if there's any real super talents in here. I mean, there's some value in here, sure, with some of these guys. So, I don't know. I'm tempted. I'm really tempted to apply for it. Should I just... You know what? There's no harm. I don't think there's harm, but... I'm going to view the job advert. Do you know what? I'm not going to declare it just yet, but I'm going to apply. We'll just see what happens, because even if they're not quite what they were, we can rebuild them to that. Definitely. Graham Potter's favourite personnel, by the way. When's the last time they won stuff? So, let's have a quick double check. So, domestic leagues... To be fair, this season might just be a blip, so it's still okay. Champions League, the last time that they won it was earlier in this save. They did win it in the 24-25, 25-26 season. Quarterfinal, round of 16, knockout round of 16. I mean, they've not been doing very well in the Champions League, so we need to obviously turn things around. They've had Cole Palmer at the club as well, by the way, which is just obscene, the players that they've had. We'll see what happens. Maybe other teams will become available. I don't know, but for the moment, I'm thinking about that. We could also potentially see whoever takes that come from a bigger club, so that might also open up some doors as well. But anyway, waffled on long enough. We've won the Champions League with Arsenal. That is all that matters. We'll worry about what happens next season in the next video. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like on there for me. And do not forget to hit the like button. I think winning the Champions League probably warrants it. But keep up to date as well when you do that with all of the nonsense that comes out of this space. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.